I think well, there's no perfect answer, of course. If I had the perfect answer, I'd be sitting on a boat in the Caribbean right now. But I think there is one very powerful tool from Lean that can help you escape the tyranny of the inbox, and that is standardized work. And standardized work applies in two areas. First, to reduce the amount of mail that you get, and second, to help you process the mail. So let me deal with those in order. To reduce the amount of mail, I believe it's really valuable to establish communication standard work in an organization. Right now, you've got all different kinds of messages. Things from the trivial, like there's leftover cake in the break room. Okay, maybe that's not trivial, but there's leftover cake in the break room, to the building's on fire, we have a major problem with a customer, the IRS is investigating our client, whatever it happens to be. All of this is being shoveled into one communication medium, email. And as a result, because we don't know, we don't have a bat phone, we don't have a signal that this is an important email and this is a trivial email. As a result, people end up being shackled to their inboxes because they're terrified of missing the really important message that they can't afford to miss. I believe that communication standard work means defining the parameters for the different kinds of communication tools we have, which you're going to use at which particular time. So if it's very urgent or very complex, you would want to use face-to-face communication or perhaps a cell phone because perhaps you're traveling. Email can be restricted to things that are non-urgent and simple. And if you have that kind of standard work, if you have that agreement, now you can step away from your inbox knowing that there's nothing that's coming in there that's really urgent. And that reduces the volume and it reduces the need to check all the messages that you have. Now, once you do get your messages, how does standard work apply? There needs to be a process for handling the mail that you get. What I see people often do is sometimes they'll just scan their messages and they'll go running off to a meeting, and that forces them to either mark their messages as unread or flag them for follow-up at a later date. Or perhaps sometimes they'll scan and they'll find an easy one they can answer quickly, and then they'll save the hard ones later. Sometimes they'll deal with the hard ones right now. Sometimes they'll deal with the ones from their boss right now. There's no process. There's no standardized work. And I think what you really want to do is establish a protocol of how you're going to work with your messages. Top down, bottom up, certain people first or certain groups first, certain groups second, whatever it happens to be. And then, once you're looking at your messages, allocate enough time, not 2 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, maybe a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. And in that time, what you want to do is make a decision about each of these emails. Now, most often your emails can't be handled right now because it's a 15-minute or half an hour and a half thing and you don't have time for it. And so one thing that will be incredibly helpful for you is to time shift the email by moving your message from your inbox to your calendar. Decide upon a specific time and date that you're going to work on it. Here's something you have to address. It's a document you have to review. It's a budget you need to approve, whatever it happens to be. You know it's going to take you an hour and a half, and you're not going to do it today. Great. Are you going to do it tomorrow at 9 to 10:30? Are you going to do it Friday from 3 to 4:30? Are you going to do it over the weekend? Whatever you choose is fine. But put a stake in the ground, make a decision, and literally move the email from your inbox into your calendar. And then it pops up at the right time. And this has the powerful effect of reducing the processing burden because it's out of your inbox, and at the same time, reducing that cognitive burden of having to remember, oh yeah, I got to get to that thing and I hope it doesn't disappear below the bottom of the fold, or I have to look for all my unread messages, or I have to look for the messages that are flagged for follow-up. No, your calendar will tell you at the right time when you're supposed to work on that. And essentially, your standard work has created a pull system because now the work is pulled forward when you're ready. Tomorrow at 10, Friday at 3, or whenever it is. And that prevents you from processing, reprocessing, and reprocessing the same message over and over again. And if you do that, you're not going to eliminate the email burden, but you will certainly lighten it.